Hello and welcome to another edition of Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Here we are Wednesday night. I'm not positive if our audio is working because it didn't come through on the video, but if it is, our board on the YouTube live chat board will help me out. Let us know. Brian's shaking his head no. That is my co-host to my right. What's up, Brian?
I'm shaking my head because you should know if it's fucked up. You know,
I don't, because there's times that just that video has had an issue, but everything else was fine. So I'm gonna proceed as if we're good, Brian.
I can hear it. It sounds okay.
Yeah, Rocky says we're fine. See,
yeah.
There was just something wrong with the video. I got everything else working, so it's pretty good. I did have to actually make some changes, and guess what? Our executive producer, Rody Rob, showed me how to fix what was wrong. Tonight, I knew in my arsenal of limited knowledge, I knew what to do because Rody set me on the right path the other night.
Now, I don't want to do it too much. I don't want to, you have to crawl before you run.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a little.
I'm not
in my
patting
picture,
myself on the back.
It says "marked out pro wrestling" like directly in the middle of my face.
Can't figure that out for the life.
Okay, that's okay. I can run with it. That's okay.
Can't figure that out. I did get my own video set up and other things, but yeah.
Yeah, you look great.
Couldn't figure that out. So
that's okay.
On our board, the board's giving me some hell. Stike's here. Daniel Price is here. He says, "Repeat after me, Adam. It's because I'm a Jew." Are we bad at technology?
Don't say we.
No, I can say we.
Oh, you mean Jewish. We as in like Jewish people?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Let's get down to brass tacks, Brian. We're here to discuss AEW Dynamite tonight, but before we get into it, I want to talk about some things that transpired on Twitter to lead us here. Shit, I probably should have had the tweet loaded, so let me find it.
Yeah.
But
we
Brian,
can enter the board while you get that pulled up.
Go ahead and do the board real quick.
Yeah, well, of course we got Rocky. Rocky's giving us credit for being early. We're not even on time. We're early. We're turning a new leaf here at Marktown. I thought we were
10:30. Is what?
Yeah, no, that's what he said. He said we're early. Kind of early. I don't know. It was like 10:30-ish, so that we'll take it. Well, anyway, Daniel Price, of course, Christopher Stykeleather. I think I saw Juan. Was Juan there? I don't know. They're all filing in, though. You know how it is.
Okay, so it started with Eric Bischoff kind of talking about how CM Punk, since his debut, AEW ratings have gone down. I wouldn't say plummeted, Brian. Mm-hmm. They've gone down, and I don't think he really says kind of plummeting. Dynamite. The numbers speak for themselves. Dynamite went from 1.1, down to about 900,000, so a drop of like 200,000 since Punk's come back, and then Rampage went from like 1 million to like 400,000, but Rampage is all over the place and gets shifted and is an hour. I feel like including Rampage in this discussion is bad. So Bischoff is adding a little smarm to it, but he's listing facts. Punk took it personally, as I'm sure anyone would. I'm not faulting Punk for it.
Yeah.
But he says because everybody ran with it on IWC. He says wrestling Twitter needs to stop amplifying all the old head, bad faith, bad take, carny dipshits. They had their moment in the sun. Let them die in the dark with their ego podcasts. Quote me. And he had the little Robert De Niro kind of taking a puff there, which for a straight edge guy is kind of it is what it is. What he's trying to do there, and it started with it started with Bischoff. I guess he was poking the bear, trying to light the fire, but first and foremost, Punk bit on the bait.
He did.
And second, you can't possibly, unless it's Tony, I want you to hopefully agree with me on this, Brian. You can't possibly, unless it's Tony, blame any one person on that roster. For anything.
What, for the creative stuff, you mean?
For any increase or decrease in their viewership or anything, it could never be attributed to one wrestler. So for Bischoff to single out Punk is unfair.
Totally.
It would be like, Brian, it would be like me, and we've actually joked about this, me and Rob to you. It would be like us blaming you for the last election.
Yeah, well,
2016. You know, we
yeah.
joked with you about it before, and right. It's all your fault, Brian, or whatever the hell we do. But I mean, come on, there's no way that could really be your fault.
No,
it would be the American people as a whole.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, years later, Rob was the one that was storming the Capitol anyway. So if anyone was going to do it, it would be Rob's fault.
Oh yeah, check the tape. He was definitely there.
Well, that's true. That's true. No, he was not. For the record, he was not.
And Daniel Price says, all Bischoff did was give criticism, and Punk took it personally and went off on Twitter again. And I do think that, like Bischoff, for the most part, has, and I think it's a little unfair, DP, because Bischoff, for the most part, his statements have been criticism. This was targeted. He didn't target TK and say, hey, TK, since you signed Mox and since you signed Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole and CM Punk, your ratings have declined. He said, no, since CM Punk got there, ratings have declined. Let's not give Bischoff a pass. Punk shouldn't have gone off like he did because he took the bait, but Bischoff knew what he was doing.
No, I mean, I have no problem with Punk saying what he had to say. And, it is surprising that he had that direct. I mean, I understand why he directed towards Bischoff, because Bischoff obviously called him out on it. But, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more. I feel like this is more just in general, to a lot of the older, the 80s wrestlers and, just the kind of the guys that are kind of a little out of touch. But, I don't know, man. And I hate to say it, Bischoff isn't. I mean, they're both kind of right.
I mean, I like what DP says. Where did Bischoff lie, though? Punk's been
exactly
mediocre.
Right. I don't even have the comments open, and it's so true. I mean,
yeah, Wardlow's helping elevate MJF and vice versa, but Punk didn't do it. He was just scenery. I agree. Punk handed Wardlow his first loss. I think that's going to be an asterisk on what will be a great career when Wardlow gets to the top.
Right.
He's just this is the first big thing. I mean, and what have we had since day one? This storyline. Wardlow is not all elite. He works for MJF. He's under contract to MJF. This is the story. This is a day one story. So again, not to give Punk a pass, but to play devil's advocate, that's like, pistol whipping a blind kid. Because, of course, MJF and Wardlow are a better story than MJF and Punk. That's a day one story. It's probably the only one they haven't abandoned.
I'm hoping that the Nightmare Collective somehow gets rekindled. But
yeah, Nightmare Collective and Dark Order are out of here.
Yeah.
So
are we still talking about the Bischoff thing?
Why, though, it needed to continue back and forth, and I'm not going to read all the tweets, but they've been going at it all day. The two of them back and forth.
Who, Bischoff and Punk?
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Yeah. It was the one time you fought or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was making fun of his MMA career. I will say, though, and I don't have it in front of me, but wasn't Bischoff also... He wasn't praising WWE with all the shit that he was saying about Punk and AEW. Because I think he also said, he was like, yeah, WWE, they also have their issues too, but...
Stat Boy Stike, thank you.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes gave Wardlow his first loss in AEW in the cage match. I forgot about that. That was way, way early.
Yeah, Cody, man. Cody ended Wardlow. It
was actually Wardlow's debut. Stike, double check me on that. But
his debut? No, I don't know. Debut, about that, was it?
It was his debut match. It was his debut match. It was. It was.
No.
It was. So and now DP's further. Bischoff's a black belt. Well, guess what? Let's segue right into Punk for tonight on Dynamite, Brian. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready, bro.
Because you're now, we talk about Jews, I say we. So now you can say we, Brian, because we're talking about Long Island.
Oh, Long Island? Yeah, Long Island.
And they booed Punk. Is Silver from Long Island?
He is, sir. He's
okay.
NYWC alumni, along with Alex Reynolds and a few other folks.
So is this them hating Punk, or is this because...
Well, so here's the thing. Island? I mean, obviously Punk, with this match, Hangman came out first, so Hangman and Punk have their thing going on, but yeah, on Long Island, John Silver is obviously he's the hometown hero and Dark Order guy, so like of course he's going to be the babyface, which with Punk, and I'm bummed out that Excalibur didn't really say it. He kind of alluded to it, but he definitely, shout out Jay, he's the one that pointed this out. He didn't really explain why the jersey that Punk was wearing. Like, yeah, Punk was wearing an Islanders jersey, but it's a John Tavares jersey. Tavares left the Islanders high and dry a few years ago and signed with Toronto. He was a hometown guy. Not a hometown guy, but he was on the Islanders for about 7 years.
So he didn't leave him high and dry and sign with Chicago. Like, Punk's just poking the bear.
Exactly. Like, he's like, yeah, it's like the nice thing to do. He was wearing the hometown colors, but like, if you peel the layer back a little bit, like, he's being a fucking asshole. Like, wearing a Tavares jersey it was fucked up. And then obviously he used the buckshot lariat later on. So I mean, he's definitely, I don't know, it seems like they're running with the whole heel Punk thing, right?
That thing with Brian's screen. That's how it is.
Hey, it's Roadie Rob, everybody, for those that aren't watching on. Oh, well, actually, you're not listening on Podbean.
Do you remember when WWE used to go to Canada back in the Bret Hart days?
Yeah.
How Canada just did what they wanted to do?
Well, it was like Bizarro World, yeah.
Right. So they did what they wanted to do. They were going to cheer. I feel like Long Island is that to AEW now.
I mean, dude, it has been.
Like, if you're a face, prepare to get fucking booed. Yeah. Booed all night. If you're a heel, everybody's gonna love you. And if you're a Long Island, they're gonna do whatever you want.
Perhaps, but I think this was more just them running with, like, do you think that Punk is gonna be a heel come his match with Hangman Page?
No.
I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Will he be a heel after that match, I guess?
See, the thing's popping up on the other window. I know. Okay. I didn't know if you know. I think Punk is the face in this, and I think Hangman clearly went heel last week. I know you get confused.
Well, that is true. That is true.
So, Board, I want you guys to play a quick game of Hey, Brian, and tell me heel or face. What's up, Juan?
Hey, there he is.
Rocky's saying, where's Hitman and Estrada? Estrada's on the West Coast, and Rob's here, so he can tell you where Hitman is. They closed that McDonald's early, right?
Yeah, no Wi-Fi.
Use that joke. No. It's run its course. Just like having the guy on commentary. You already got 3 commentators. We hated this in WWE. I hate this now. No disrespect to Hangman, but having a 4th guy on commentary during Punk and Silver.
It's a little much.
You don't need it.
No.
You don't need it. No. Before we move on, do you think Punk's taking the title?
I do. I think he's taking the title, and I think he's going to be a full-blown heel after the match.
See, if he's going to be a full-blown heel after the match, then why did they make Hangman turn? Because I feel like Hangman has to be...
I don't know. That's a good point.
I feel like
that is a good point.
Has to be right back to face as soon as this feud's over.
Could they have done the Hangman heel thing last week to make sure that Punk would, like... No, because they want Punk... Oh, I'm so confused, man. I don't know. That was so, like, out of left field.
I've turned into you, like, the when it comes to this. I'm like, I don't know either. Like, what the fuck? Heel, face? The Bucks used to jump rope the line and switch week to week. Why can't these, or feud to feud? I just don't know what I think, and I hate to say this about Hangman because I like him, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Punk has to win 100% for the exposure of Forbidden Door.
Yep. That's a good point, too. You got to sell some tickets. Well, I think they already sold. I think it's already sold out, isn't it?
I'm not talking about tickets at all. I could care less.
Pay-per-view buys?
No. I'm talking about if you want any chance of drawing new viewers and bringing them in and showing them something here in the States, because you're gonna get your buys, you're gonna get your stands, you're gonna get your NJPW. You need to grow the product.
Yeah.
Why is Brian?
They should make like just fuck it, just make like Jake Paul or David Arquette the fucking champion. Whoa! Now my pick. Oh, hey, now my head's really big.
I'm sorry, I'm coming in here last minute.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it.
Y'all never learned how to fucking do on your own.
I appreciate you.
Hey, for the record, don't say me. I am remote in my bunker.
All right, Brian, way to throw me under the bus.
I just want everybody on the fucking board to know realize how tragically the fucking quality of the production has fallen since I left the show. I want everybody to fucking know that.
I think everyone is very aware of it.
Yeah, I don't think we when you're not here, we openly admit it. We don't shit on you. We also say, hey, we're clueless. Who's
Duff Beerholic? Hello, Duff Beerholic.
Hangman heel turn for Omega's return. You know, I was thinking about that, Brian. I believe Omega in the AEW landscape is going to get a Triple H level return from injury. Remember when
Omega is?
Yeah, remember when Triple H got hurt in Power Trip and Triple H was
full
heel?
He came back on all of the steroids.
Yeah, he came back on all the roids with his friend Batista in tow, and he won the Royal Rumble and he was cheered and he was super face going.
Whoa! What'd you say, Batista?
Yeah, when he was pumping iron, that's where he met Batista.
Oh! I thought you meant at the Garden. I was like, well, no. He wasn't there.
Anyway, my point being is, even though he was a heel when he left, he came back, to huge ovation. That might be a smart move. What Duff Beerholic is saying is they had to make Hangman heel because Omega is going to come back as a face. People are going to cheer him.
No, well, he's saying, but he's saying turn Hangman heel and have Omega return, and they would team up as a heel team.
Oh. I could only
think,
read part
Is
of
that right? That's what it looks like to me.
I don't know. I could only read part of it, then it got blocked.
Yeah, it says he said Hangman turned heel for Omega return and team up.
Oh, so no, they can't possibly team up anymore. I think also those two just need to be done. I believe that when Omega returns, it's to put him and the Bucks against Cole and Red Dragon. Undisputed versus Elite.
Could be. I heard he might be involved with the trios titles because those are coming in as well.
They're going to put that whole tournament together so that the finals of the trios tournament is Undisputed versus Elite. Blackpool Social Club will have tea.
Blackpool Social Club.
As one of the gimmicks that should be over but isn't.
What are they? They have book meetings and stuff, or book club meetings, and they're a social club. They have tea parties and crumpets.
I agree.
Combat Club, bro.
Silver. What happens to him if I'm right about Dark Order?
If they fizzle out, he definitely is like the guy that kind of shines from the group. What do you think?
I don't know. I think he ends up on Dark and maybe even their first ever champion, the AEW Dark champion.
That doesn't exist, sir.
It will. Give it time.
I have a question for Rob.
More on Elevation than on Dark.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
That's what y'all get tonight. I'm gonna fucking. What? What's your question?
My question is, you're wearing a White Sox hat, but you also just recently boasted about buying a Atlanta Braves hat.
Yeah. Get him, Brian. Get him.
How does one do that?
Yeah.
My father-in-law,
Yeah.
the father of Montez Ford, is a really cool guy. I fucking adore him.
Okay.
He is a Sox fan. So every time I see him, he gives me a different piece of Sox swag.
Okay, but now you have. But why would you pick the old White Sox hat over your new Braves hat?
Because I'm wearing a black shirt. It's a black hat. The Braves hat is a navy shirt.
Ah.
So I wear
Right, can't wear black and navy.
It's more about
like
coordination. He just was trying to give some father-in-law love as if he's one of our 3
Right.
listeners.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And anyway,
Me? What? I didn't say anything. What do you mean?
no, he's an angry elf.
I'm not an
He
angry
is.
elf.
So let's segue away from Punk. I think Silver falls completely off the radar, honestly, Brian.
No, I don't. Okay.
I'm not saying that because of his skill. I think he's very capable. Let's talk about the Owen qualifiers. Tonight we had 2. We had Darby and Jeff, the exciting one, and Dax and Cole.
Dax and Cole was a good match.
Right, but, I mean, if you're talking about booking, you know Adam Cole's going to win.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You also know that Dax can wrestle. So, you're guaranteed a good match.
Good match. I like that they had it as the opener too.
Right.
I think it was like the perfect match to start the show.
Yeah, what they failed in a couple weeks ago when they put their qualifiers in the damn middle of each hour for the Owen here, starting right off the show is you're right, what they should have done. Actually, I thought they started with Punk.
No.
Oh, we started with Punk. I'm looking at my rundown. I'm an idiot.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter. Darby and Jeff. These two are generational. These are the same wrestler, just different generation to me.
Yeah. In a
Total
way.
disregard for their body.
They like to paint their body.
I can't figure out why every woman wants to get with them. Don't get it.
Oh.
Are you jealous?
Oh yeah, so I was gonna say you sound jealous, sir.
So if somebody says no, when somebody let's say somebody like Brad Pitt or George Clooney, when somebody says they get it, I'm a little jealous. I won't lie. I might maybe even borderline envious there. But somebody like Darby and Jeff, I'm just scratching my head. Like how?
No, I mean, no. What about like Janela? He's the mystery guy.
Oh yeah. Well,
right?
Janela, our buddy Jason Sklenar, summed that one up with the little helicopter. That's Janela. That's gotta be right.
Right.
Even Rob knows that.
Yeah, that's what Rob said.
And Rob hasn't watched since Joey Janela was released.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I feel like Rob might have been a secret Janela fan, and he's not watching AEW in protest. Yeah, they didn't.
Well, no, I mean, now that Janela's not on, he's not going to watch AEW, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now.
He's going to watch where Janela goes.
Oh, I was about to read your comment. Stu Grayson got let go. Silver and Reynolds are expendable at this point. Yeah, the whole Dark Order, unless they get a new gimmick or something new, Brian, the whole thing's gone.
No, I'm saying throw out the Dark Order, but Silver is still going to be the guy that
does what?
Probably. Well, I mean, if we're
wrestles
just
on
comparing him
Dark.
to the rest of the Dark Order, then I would think he's going to be the best out of the Dark Order, which I guess it's not really saying much. But no, I also agree with what you said. I don't think he's going to be like the top guy in AEW. There's too many, but I think he'll be he'll have a nice mid-card run at least.
I don't even think he's going to be half of the top tag team.
You don't even think so? No, really?
No, I think Dark is his ceiling.
No, he's too good. He's too good. I'm telling you, he's fucking funny, man. He's funny. He's very entertaining.
I am not arguing. The brief microcosm they showed us of that was awesome, and they went nowhere with it. It kind of felt like, since we always want to compare to WWE, it felt like Rusev Day, and Vince is like, "Oh, you got that over? Fuck that. Watch this." And took the Rusev Day away.
Yeah.
We the people was getting over. Let me get rid of this. it was one of those gimmicks where something gets over, and it felt like he pulled a VKM and is like, yeah, we're just not going to pursue that anymore because we got all these new toys to play with. Sorry.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the big problem with AEW is what they've got like 125 fucking people on the roster or something, something like that.
And 40 women when only 4 get to wrestle a week unless they want to do the 6-woman tag matches for no reason.
Right.
Yeah. Has Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford been released? I think they had to have been. I heard Ford's contract expired and Kip was injured. Never got to finish the Miro thing. For that matter, where the hell's Miro?
Yeah, that's a good question too, because I think he's healthy.
Yeah, he was injured briefly.
Yeah.
That's why they forced him to drop the... Well, not forced him. That's why he had to drop the title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
The grass ain't greener, as Rob said.
Stu Grayson is out. His contract was fulfilled, and his dates are done. So he's gone.
Yeah, I don't care.
So I feel like Evil Uno is probably close behind. Talk about Dark Order. What are you gonna? I mean,
hot take for DP says too many apron bumps in AEW. You know, Brian, that's the hardest part of the ring.
So they say.
Way too many, not worth people getting paralyzed for indie shit pops. You know, the anniversary of what was it, the Alex Reynolds one where nobody knows that he's fucking.
Oh yeah, where he was just laid out in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
All right. Well, so we're talking about Darby and Jeff throwing caution to the wind here. I don't know how we got back. Oh, the board took us back. So Cole advances, no shock there. Mm-hmm. I think the reason I said Darby and Jeff were the better one is because this could be a coin toss. There's a chance Jeff wins, right?
Sure. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I had no idea who was going to win that one.
Yeah, I mean, because there could also be chicanery. Like they don't need. You know, Sting's the good guy. He might not do something, but Matt might. So, boom, Matt helps him, whatever, and he's gone.
Right.
So it sets up Darby and Cole, which, I think will be a good match, like both these matches were. I'm head-scratching with all of this because I don't even think any of these people are Canadian, which seems weird to me.
Seems weird to you?
Weird. I just said it wrong.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So, wait, who's the final 4? So we know it's Jeff Hardy, Adam Cole. Who's on there's one more on the other side, because then it's the Joker. Who's the other guy?
No, so we got Kyle O'Reilly and Ray Phoenix.
Okay. That's what it is. Okay.
That's going to be next week. And then we have Samoa Joe and the Joker. And, but Hardy winning... what they're saying what Stike's saying on the board is just for the Bucks to screw Hardy next week to set up the Hardy Boys versus the Bucks.
That makes sense.
He's probably right, but like Darby's supposed to be a pillar. Is my argument. And ever since Darby lost the TNT title, he's been relegated to tag team BS or just kind of throwaway feuds. And I don't mean that in a sense so much as they've thrown him away. They could have built something and they just haven't. DP thinks the Joker will be Cesaro. No, before we go on, I want to just finish this thought. Jeff Hardy's an old guard. It should put him over. You know, like this isn't a situation like when Taker fought Jeff Hardy, and it was like Taker's like, dude, you almost won, but there's no way you're winning, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You're getting the rub for being in the match. Darby doesn't need that kind of rub.
No, I mean it would be weird to like. All right, so he's the winner of the Owen tournament. What is that? What does that even? He doesn't win anything, does he? He doesn't win like a championship like shot at some point or anything. Isn't it just like I don't want to say glorified Andre Memorial Battle Royal because that thing is useless. That's bullshit.
Right. So Brian, and here's the other thing I want to cite. Why couldn't the Bucks have come and just fucked over Jeff anyway right here in Darby Advance? Like you don't have to wait just because Cole is now the opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe they wanted the stakes to be a little bit higher, a little bit bigger.
What, the semifinals? I mean,
yeah, I mean, semifinals out instead of the quarterfinals. Yeah,
I guess the qualifier might have bigger stakes than the quarterfinals. You're right. All right, so let's talk about what we were talking about. Samoa Joe versus the Joker. The board says Cesaro was one of the guesses DP said. Let's see. Duff Beerholic says Cross or Loomis. Loomis is not free yet. So that's definitely a no.
Yeah.
I think I have this feeling, and I don't know if it's too obvious, Brian. If it's somebody in relationship to the Hart family, they're gonna win everything.
Teddy Hart.
Like, that's where I'm going.
Oh, seriously?
Not Teddy Hart. David?
David Hart?
The one that was part of with Tyson Kidd and Natalia.
Tyson Kidd and Natalia. Oh.
They tried.
That is a good Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Yeah, wasn't he going by David Hart?
No, he was going by something Hart though, I think. DH Hart, DH Smith, Harry Smith.
Oh, Harry Smith. Fuck, they all sound right.
I think he was Harry Smith in WWE the first run. Or was he DH Smith?
Davey Boy Jr.
Yeah, now he's just Davey Boy Smith Jr. David Hart Smith. Is it the same person?
Yeah. He is Davey Boy Jr. and he went by Davey Hart Smith.
DH Smith. There we go.
I was just throwing him out there like.
No, that's a good one. I hadn't even considered that because I think he's a free agent. I don't think he's with anyone right now.
He is, and I don't know if it would just be too obvious, but I mean most of the other bookings are obvious. So what's one more?
What about like if it was like someone like Pillman?
So that's the other question because some of the people on the board are suggesting DP said maybe Jay Lethal.
Lethal's doing the stuff with
Joe.
Sanjay Dutt and the new guy.
Joe.
Yeah, and Joe, right.
It just doesn't make sense why, though, Lethal would advance. Because that would make that whole side of the bracket just suck dick.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly, Phoenix, Joker, and Samoa Joe are on that side.
Right.
I think Phoenix and the Joker are the other semifinal. So who's going to beat Joe? I think Sanjay and Jay Lethal might protect Joe by screwing him over.
Why would they protect him?
You protect him from just losing, is what I'm saying.
Oh. Hey, I just want to take a second, and I just want to just appreciate and applaud the executive vice. I almost said vice president. The EVP. I'll just say EVP.
The executive vice president. I like that.
For all the hard work he's doing during this episode. Look at us. We've been moving and he's just been fixing things and making it look better and sound better.
What I'm so impressed with is that he did this last week and it got reset and he did it again for us. And actually probably did it better this week too.
Oh, it's definitely better.
Thank you, Robert.
Where are you going? Oh, he just crotch chopped us. That's nice.
Yeah, he's just crotch chops and gone. That's how he does us. What about Pillman Jr.? His father has the connection with the whole Hart family. Stike, Brian said that.
Yeah.
I think that's
Stike.
I think that's an option, but I don't know. I think
Bandito.
guesses like Cesaro and stuff or Gargano.
Well,
I think those are just a little pipe dreamish.
It's just, but whoever comes in, that means that like they're facing
they
Joe,
only have
right?
1 month before they're on Dark.
Well,
So
yeah,
the
but I'm
clock
saying
is
like with this
ticking.
tournament, isn't it? It's Joe who would be who's facing the Joker.
Yes.
So I mean, so the new person's going to come right in and just beat the Ring of Honor TV champ, right? And Joe just got here. That's just I don't know. I feel like it might be a dud. I feel like it might be someone cool, but like not going to win. I don't know who that could be.
Didn't Cole and Joe work together in NXT? Like at the end,
they had to have.
When Joe went back. I feel like they had a feud. Maybe I'm wrong.
They had to have, man.
But that might make sense for the final because I feel like Adam Cole is the lock for the one side. And yeah, I don't even know why Kyle O'Reilly's in this. Him and Dax,
yeah, he's not gonna.
Yeah, him and Dax just seem out of place.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, man. My final answer, I'm gonna go with David Hart Smith. What's your final answer on the Joker?
For the Joker, I'm gonna go Cesaro. I think.
You think Claudio shows up?
I do, and he's also he trademarked his name. It's not Cesaro. It's just CSRO. So there's no vowels. Well, I guess the O is a vowel, but you know what I'm saying. It's Cesaro, but like without some of the letters. It's weird.
There's 4 letters, one's a vowel, and you said no vowels. Like if someone said like,
well, he got rid of 2 other vowels, is what I meant to say.
Vowels. You might be right, but 1 out of 4, you're 25% wrong.
Yeah.
33
and 3/4
Duff Beer
cent
Hall
chance.
says cue Bret Hart music, and it's Dwayne Gill dressed as Bret Hart, a very hot.
Ooh. Okay.
A Gilbert style hitman, that would be great.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd get hate fucked.
Oh my god.
Lastly, before we go to quick hits, we had a Danhausen debut. Now I was talking to Hitman, and I thought he was just fucking with me. He said, "Yeah, Danhausen's gonna get in some trouble, and Hook's gonna come out and make the save."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I thought they're building to a Hook Danhausen feud, not an alliance." But I forgot
I see.
Alliance Elite Wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they are complete opposites.
They
they both have kind of like a cult following a little bit. I would say Danhausen is a little bit more than Hook.
But I didn't realize that all is just an abbreviation for Alliance Elite Wrestling. Because nobody can be on their own unless you're CM Punk. And
let's see. Who is another I mean, Abaddon is alone.
John Moxley. No, the women don't count. The women don't count. They don't even get any time.
I would say Lance Archer, but he's got Jake.
What about a one-off for the Joker, Brian? They show up, they lose, they go away.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I feel like it could be.
Like Big
Cass. For the women you talking about?
No, for the men. I'm talking about
men.
Like Big Cass. He showed up for 1 week.
Like Scotty Too Hottie shows up.
Nah, I don't. I think it'll be someone more valuable than
that.
But, yeah. But it could be like just a one-off dude.
The Rock. No, I'm kidding.
I hope it's an NJPW one and they try to promote Forbidden Door.
Yeah, but then if it's a New Japan person, then you'd figure they'd have to be booked strong, so that means they're gonna have to beat Joe, and I don't know. I don't see that happening.
Why not? It's NJPW versus AEW. Take out your Ring of Honor champ.
Yeah, but he's still AEW.
Use Dutton Lethal to protect him. He can get his ass counted out, Ryan. He gets thrown to the outside, and they fucking kidnapped him with Saltnum Swing or whatever that dude's name is.
Yeah. And on the board, Stike is saying, real question for Brian. That's me. Have you heard about Ibushi's heat with New Japan? Yes, I've heard about it. It's unfortunate. It sucks because it seems like he's not going to be able to be at Forbidden Door, let alone AEW. As long as AEW is doing business with New Japan, doesn't seem like Ibushi's going to be there.
Hear me out, Brian.
Yeah.
I know nothing about NJPW. I do know his value to NJPW. It would be a big blow to lose him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Is there any way that this is some giant work?
No, because this has been apparently it's been brewing, but Ibushi kind of it's not like he spoke out against New Japan, but he expressed his frustration, I should say, with some of the people that run everything back. They said that they rushed him back from injury before he was well, and so now it's at the point where he's just telling them like fire me, release me, like let's go, like I'm done.
Oh, like he's giving them so much bad press that he's like daring.
Well,
them.
he
like,
also says that there's a lot of like
it.
I think he said that there was I don't want to say sexual assault, but there was some like fishy stuff with people that work in the company. Then apparently he has receipts, and he's threatening to kind of speak out. But so that's why he's like, just let me out of my contract, and they're not really. It's a gentleman by the name of Kikuchi that works for New Japan.
Well,
currently in their talent relations department.
So that was a good dirt sheet. Danhausen, this whole nonsense. He loses his debut in under 20 seconds to Tony Nese off a distraction, and then as they're about to beat him down, Hook makes the save, and it ends up in a Macho Man Hogan type of handshake.
Oh, absolutely! You hear that crowd?
Mega powers of.
I almost called them the superpowers. That's not right. Mega powers. Yeah.
Why couldn't you at least have Tony Nese like get DQ'd? I
don't care that he beat him. It shouldn't have been a squash like that.
Yeah, it was under 20 seconds.
I don't know. Let at least let him get some offense. Let him do something. But
so that's the other Duff Beerholic. Sorry, fuck you, Danhausen. We're done talking about you. We got to go back to this.
Oh, come on, that's not.
Sorry,
nice.
This is what the board wants to talk about. Yeah. Duff Beerholic's still on it. I think others are still on it because Stike's saying the same thing. Ibushi is Omega's BFF.
Yeah, of course.
Brian, answer me honestly. If tomorrow Kota Ibushi walks in to AEW as their new star, is there any way that he's not just like everybody else and part of a faction or something within a few months?
Potentially, but I feel like that the bigger issue would be that would probably throw a monkey wrench in the workings between New Japan and AEW for sure.
I mean,
even though he's Kenny's guy, right? But still, I mean, I think New Japan would kind of frown upon that
but I mean, if Kenny's guy comes into AEW thinking that he's going to be booked like Kenny, like that's what I'm saying. Like, is
right?
You know, he's going to end up. The list is very long right now. Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley are in a meaningless everything.
Right.
When we first speculated that this could be game changer level for AEW.
I wonder, though, how the booking would be, because we don't have it. We don't have, like, a full-blown New Japan person, like, Japanese wrestler. No, I'm not talking about, like, an American that had a good career over there and then signed to AEW. But we haven't had a New Japan wrestler sign with AEW. Like, you brought up a good question. I wonder how they would book someone like that.
I mean,
like,
they're calling their pay-per-view the Forbidden Door. Would they let somebody come in? I mean, it just... the working relationship they have, how many times the whatever it's called, the American TV champ or whatever, like that Mox was for a while.
The United States, it's like the Intercontinental or whatever the hell it was, or
whatever it was that they've had be defended on AEW and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, is Ibushi enough to ruin that relationship? I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think one person would be either. Like, if it were, like, Okada or something like that, okay, maybe.
I don't know enough about NJPW, but I was told that they're in the same boat. Ibushi and Okada would be on the same level of names.
I don't know about that.
I don't know either, because I don't know any of that.
Well, no, I'm saying I don't agree with that. I think Okada is a bigger name than Ibushi. Ibushi's up there, though. I mean, he's definitely he's been around, like he's fucking wrestled everywhere.
I'm not gonna read DP's statement just in case that's not true or in case it is. I don't know.
Well, yeah, there's been it's rumored. I don't know if they've ever been full blown, like, if they've actually, like, outwardly said that, but it's been verily, like, verily? That's not a word. It's been, I guess, not even heavily rumored, because it's been, like, insinuated by Kenny.
Barely is a word. Barely.
No. I said, what did I say? Beaverly? Everly? I don't know. It wasn't a word. Trust me. It wasn't a word.
Whatever.
I'm a wordsmith.
All right, quick hits. Starks defended against Jungle Boy, retains, whatever you want to call it. This should have been a real feud. These two guys could have given us something special, and AEW dropped the ball, just rushing to this. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter. Maybe this is the opening salvo of a callback feud down the road, but of course Tony Storm has to win. Brian, I am worried Tony Storm gets the Ruby Soho treatment here. She goes all the way to the finals, loses, and winds up on Dark.
No.
Dude, all the women end up on Dark.
No, Tony will not end up on Dark. Tony will not end up on Dark. I think Tony actually could win the tournament. She in the tournament?
She won against Hayter.
Yeah, in a tournament match. That's right. So I think Tony's going to win the tournament.
I think she's going to go to the finals and lose, just like all the other bookings they do.
No.
And
Definitely
last
not.
quick hit, we have MJF and Wardlow. What did I write here? MJF name dropped Cody, and who cares about Spears? That's what I wrote. Dude, the 10 lashings, the cage match against Spears.
Yeah, what about it?
Why does everybody have to go through these trials? Who the fuck allows MJF to book himself, repeatedly? I want to be a guy. I want to be a wrestler in AEW, Brian, because I want to go, oh, you want to fight me? You have to do a sack race on Rampage against, we'll say, Excalibur. Then you have to play hopscotch with Red Dragon. Then you have to beat Brian in Battleship.
Ooh.
And I was okay with it once.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe I gave it a pass with twice, talking Cody and then Jericho.
Yeah.
Here we are again.
No, you're right. It is very similar. It is very similar.
Didn't he do the same thing to Punk?
Yeah, but they never outwardly said they were like the... what do they call them? The labors of...
Yeah, but he did. Punk had to fight...
It's the same thing, right? Yeah. It is the same thing. So it's very similar. They've gone back to the well quite a few times.
So Booker of the Year, huh?
Hey, back off. Tony's he's running around. He's like a fucking chicken with his head cut off. He's got Ring of Honor. He's got the Jaguars. He's got AEW.
And none of them were any good.
Wow.
No, I'm trying to say this. When you are how do I put this? Because I know you're Jets and Mets. And
I like all the shitty New York teams. Fortunately,
even the Knicks, because you have no choice. They're shitty.
No, yeah.
No, but I'm being serious to a certain extent here, Brian. Like Robert Kraft. I'm sure he has, for the most part, left Bill Belichick alone and do what he wants on the Patriots.
Yeah.
And that frees up Robert Kraft. If he wanted to start a wrestling company, guess what? He could. But the Jaguars, who aren't his, aren't great. He's something with them, but he's not the owner.
No,
but that's the example that's been set before him. So what does he go and do? He goes and gets a wrestling company. You can just look at his Twitter bio. He's still the owner of a football club, but he still has his Jaguar job.
Yep.
He is now the owner of Ring of Honor. He's the owner of AEW. He's trying to book an Owen tournament, Double or Nothing, and Forbidden Door at the same time.
Yep. He's the owner of all of our hearts. Also,
so,
forgot to say that.
But see, I'm not even criticizing the man here. I'm criticizing the workload. I don't know anybody that could do this without a fucking team of people, and he doesn't have a team of people.
Well, that's not true. I mean, well, if you're talking about like booking stuff, okay. I mean, booking. It seems like he obviously he takes ideas. He fields
Booker
ideas.
of the Year because he's the only one that books everything himself.
It's a lot. It's that's what a lot of people are saying. They're like, God damn, this guy's got to be fucking wearing himself thin with all the.
No, he's got plenty of coke.
Well, that's true.
That's why he comes out and goes, yeah! Baby. We all think he's marking out. No, he is coked.
He is high on life and drugs.
No, but I'm being serious. Like, just talking about what he's undertaking, you can't succeed.
No.
Not unless you get to Robert Kraft level, and then you can move on. Like, oh, that avenue of mine, it's set. I can go over here and focus on this.
Right.
He did it in the beginning with going from just Dynamite to I've got to add Dark. I got to add Elevation. I got to add Rampage. Oh, that's not good enough? I got to add fucking Owen Hart. That'll stick it to him. I got to add this. I got to add that. And I mean, all these dirt sheets are trying so hard to make AEW seem relevant. Like,
whoa, excuse you.
I am talking about in the mainstream. Like, WWE is really interested in Big Cass after what they saw on AEW. Those stories came through Thursday before noon. I read that story, Ryan. Okay. Big Cass was on Dynamite Wednesday night. If, and it is a big if, but if Vincent Kennedy McMahon is paying any attention to AEW, it is not live on a Wednesday night, and it is certainly not first thing Thursday morning.
No. He watches Murder, She Wrote, and then fucking Fox and Friends.
And let's play devil's advocate, Brian. If he is watching, and if he was blown away by Big Cass, and you can't teach that, there's no way in under 12 hours that he reached out to Big Cass's people and that story broke. Like,
no.
So,
no.
Like, I'm just playing the logic card, like, IWC's out of control.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. That's my final quick hit here. You got anything else you want to throw in there before we do awards?
No, I don't. I think I'm ready for awards.
All right. Marked out and petty is all we're going to do tonight.
Ooh, okay. Marked out and petty. Well, all right, I'll do. Okay. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, go ahead. You go first with marked out.
Marked out. It was fun seeing CM Punk in Islanders and, well, I guess Mets colors too. I guess Knicks colors too. They're all pretty much the same. Even though it was kind of an underhanded fucking slight at New York Islanders fans for wearing a Tavares jersey, I still liked his getup, and the fact that he had a one-on-one match with John Silver, and I mean, not to mention John Silver had a one-on-one match with Danielson back at UBS on Long Island. So, I guess I don't really know who my award is for. I suppose it's just for the match itself. It was for CM Punk. Now it kind of morphed into John Silver. So I'm just going to give it to both of them. What was yours?
Mine actually was the Long Island crowd in general. It took me back. Since everybody we got to make that WWE comparison. It took me back to when they would be in like Toronto or Calgary, when it's like, wait, Hogan's getting booed, or somebody like you're supposed to be super face and you're getting booed.
Right.
The way Chicago used to like hate fuck Cena only, like, you know, like there's something about that, and a good crowd makes an event so much better, and it's hard to mark out on any one thing tonight because the crowd, I think, brought a lot of the positives.
Agreed.
on a little backhanded note, my petty, just like I was saying a second ago about Tony being spread thin, most of what's been happening on Dynamite in the past few weeks is centering around 3 matches at Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Punk Page, MJF Wardlow, and Owen Hart.
Yep.
I guess 4. So
plus 4,
women's 2.
Right.
Owen Hart aside, I think they're booking Punk and Page fine. I think they're booking MJF and Wardlow too copycatish after tonight. But prior to tonight, I would have said fine. But what about the undercard? They're going to throw the undercard together in the last week. And you had all that time between pay-per-views, and you couldn't get other stories going?
Well, they got stuff with Scorpio Sky and the TNT, don't they?
That's my petty.
No, I see what you're saying.
Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara trading back and forth the belt.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Oh, and Sammy Guevara is kind of just to me. I don't know what happened, but I'm so over him.
Well, he got with Ty, and then they tried pushing them as faces, and that was just not the right move.
Yeah. How's Pam doing? Pam should be the face.
Right? Pam is the face. She's a baby face in all this. Let's see. My petty award. I don't think the main event should have been. I don't think the Jeff Hardy Darby match should have been the main event. I feel like the Punk Silver should have been the main event. Even though I know, there wasn't anything on the line. But with the Hardy Darby match, that was the tournament match, so I understand why it has to go on later. But I don't know. The crowd wanted to see Punk. The crowd wanted to see Silver. Let him fucking wait. Put it on at the end. I don't know. That's me. That's petty.
So Stike says has marked out Cole and Dax. I love the callbacks to Brett and Sean and the match ending in a sharpshooter. I gotta disagree, man. Enough of this fucking tribute matches.
I'm with you.
To Bret Hart. Like,
yeah,
what the
I would
fuck?
give you a coin if I could.
Yeah, like what? Why? Do your own match. Dax and Cole are fucking capable of whatever the fuck they want. There's no reason they need to call back to Brett and Sean. Like, whose dicks are you sucking or trying to get? And then everybody's going, look at what they did. Oh, yeah.
No, it's okay to take bits and pieces and as almost like a nod to them, but
you want to do a spot, you want to get on the top rope and shake for Eddie one thing, great.
3 Amigos, yourself, go for it.
Yeah. You want to steal a move as tribute, fine. That's where it ends. Doing all that other stuff and
right. He had his gear kind of looked like it. Now he's doing the sharpshooter,
yeah, we're going to do the same sequence each time and make it look... No. Stike says, my petty is having 2 men's Owen Hart matches to 1 women's. They could have done Danhausen and Nice on Rampage and had another women's match tonight on Dynamite.
Good point.
He makes great point there. I would one-up you. If you really want to do it, keep Danhausen, move one of the men's matches to Rampage. I think that might make more people watch Rampage. But it's like, hey, this is our secondary show. Here's our secondary division. Here's our secondary Owen Hart tournament match. It's all going to be on Rampage. Go check it out because we don't care here. But, Brian, and I say the big but, and I want your opinion on it. I put it in the thread, but you didn't respond when we were just talking off air.
What thread?
I feel at this point, Tony Khan is smart to only put 1 women's match out there. If you look at the hard camera side during most women's matches, Britt Baker's probably the only exception. That crowd don't give 2 shits.
That's not nice.
It's not nice. I think that there is a huge, huge uptick since AEW started in the amount of women's talent they had. They used to have to put people like, no offense, but like Bunny and Penelope Ford on weekly to get like women on TV. Now they have quality in their division. They have quality talent up and down their division. At least 10 girls that could carry a strap. Wouldn't you agree, Brian?
I wouldn't say 10, but...
You don't think 10?
In AEW?
AEW has 10 of their women could carry a strap.
You talk about the AEW Women's World Champion, not the TBS.
Pick one. I don't care.
I mean, the big one, the main one. 10? I don't know about 10, bro.
Tony Storm. Right?
Britt.
I would still give you Sheeta, and she held it.
Sheeta, okay. Ruby.
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder.
You might be right.
Not Jade. I'll give you Jade. I mean, Jade eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, you can give me Jade and Riho. I still only got 7. You're right.
I don't even know
Brian.
about Riho at this point.
You win. Yeah, who cares about her? You win.
Woo.
So I have to concede. I can't. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't have any other because they haven't built enough contenders for me to see. Maybe if they sign some more. But at the same time, like, their fans don't care. Like, they just don't care. I'm not sure why. They have some talent there. I think they've put together some stories and some angles. I think they do a much better job at times of trying to have a feud away from the belt, where WWE was always failing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they've given up, in my opinion, on it. And Dustin has put together better matches, working with the division during Kenny's hiatus, but I feel like they've just given up. Bottom line is this, like, the stories that, and this is my final thought, Brian, and I want you to kind of give one. We haven't done final thoughts in a while.
No, we have not.
The stories that AEW invests time in, I feel, are like a well-treated seed. They blossom into a good plant or fruit or whatever the fuck they're supposed to grow into. The ones that they don't devote time into, don't, and you get what you get. And right now, there's 3 matches I give a shit about, and Dynamite, Double or Nothing's going to end up being 5 or 6 hours. And you can't try to get me hyped for a 5 or 6 hour pay-per-view when you've only got me invested in 3 stories. I just, even if those stories are done really well, which a lot of the times MJF and the title have been done really well. Even the fucking Orange Cassidy and Pac against Omega, I thought was done well to get to that point.
Pac.
But why? It bugs me that they just can't spread it out. They cannot find that formula to spread it out and to work on more. And I think it's because Tony is spread too thin. And the boys are left to book whatever else they want, even though he won't admit it. I bet you that's what's happening with some of the undercard here. He's leaving somebody, the boys in charge or somebody. And he's like, I got MJF in the top talent. And if he's not careful, I believe MJF could just be testing waters, but I also believe MJF 100% when he put on Twitter, if WWE offers me more, I'm going to go.
You think he would go?
Yeah.
I don't think he would go.
You don't think so?
I don't think he would go.
You don't think that if they backed a truck of money up to him, he wouldn't go? He is their type of talent. He has gotten himself away from them, and they'd bring him back.
He would just be so neutered over there. Like, he can't do half the shit he does.
Really? He might be able... Miz got movies. The most comparable guy over there is Miz.
And Miz is like a fucking Disney version of
Miz got
MJF.
his own TV show. Miz has a career when he retires.
Oh, if you want to do that Hollywood stuff, by all means, very successful. But if he wants to be a professional wrestler,
I don't think he wants to be a professional wrestler. He doesn't wrestle that much.
That's not true. He wrestles a lot. He just has, well, I'll say, no, you're right. He doesn't wrestle a lot in AEW, but I feel like it seems like what he said in past interviews too is that he's always just wanted to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah,
that's not to say that he can't branch out eventually.
Kid on Rosie O'Donnell, I get it. Dude,
yeah, exactly right. You've seen it.
You're living the hype, but age is going to kill your career.
Oh, totally.
And what can you do afterwards?
Right, and like you said, money speaks to that. So
WWE would set him up for something else. AEW, he's going to die after he walks into the van, MacGruber style.
Yeah.
That'll be his Hollywood career, like the great Khali.
Oh my God.
No, but I'm being serious. Like, that's where I see the ambition of MJF would be to transcend just being in the one industry. I think that would be his ambitions, and there's no way with AEW only catering to the AEW stands and all those people that are just diehard crazy wrestling fans and not the mainstream market that he would pass up. If I'm not saying that he would go, Brian, if Tony Khan offered him $3 million and WWE offered him $2 million. I'm not saying he would even entertain WWE on that. But if WWE offers him $3 million and Tony offers him $2 million, yeah, I think he's gone.
Interesting.
$3 million a year on a 5-year deal would be $15 million. Against $2 million for a 3-year deal, Tony's only signing people to 3-year deals.
Creative freedom, happiness, independence.
You talk
slightly
about independence. Independence is writing your own ticket.
Well, that too. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, he's proven himself over. I mean, MJF is close to Cody, if you want to call back that. I think MJF is the number one guy that could go back. And don't think for 1 second that Mox won't retire in WWE. They'll throw whenever he's getting close to retirement, they will park the truck in front of him to throw a shield something at Mania or do something. I'm not saying he has a long-term deal with them and goes 5 years or whatever. I'm saying I bet you he has a match in WWE before he retires.
I think so too.
Retires, yeah.
I agree.
So I mean, those are looming. Bryan Danielson, same way. Those two guys will have another match in WWE someday. And then MJF is one that I could see being young enough to actually sign with them. So if I had to pick a pick, those are the 3 guys I see wrestling in a WWE ring.
I see.
Off the top of your head, if you had to pick 3 guys on AEW's roster that would be in a WWE ring again.
Let's see.
By the way, Keith Lee and Swerve are now on Dark.
Right.
Yeah, Danielson will retire in WWE. I'm sure of it. He'll probably actually have a run when he goes back.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Danielson, I could see him going back. I could see Regal even making another appearance in some capacity.
Yeah.
And a third, a former WWE guy. Oh, Jericho. We haven't even seen Jericho.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Jericho anymore.
He definitely will go back to WWE.
Rob, this is our final kind of topic since you just walked in. We were about to sign off, but if you could pick 3 guys on AEW's roster right now that you think will end up in a WWE ring, who would they be? I'm not even going to tell you who Brian and I picked, so this will be more real.
3 guys?
Yeah.
Jericho, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, he'll retire there. Because him and Vince are still good. Why wouldn't he?
Right.
Vince brought him out of obscurity from WCW to WWE. Vince made him who he is.
Yeah,
Give that
undisputed.
Shot. Okay, so Jericho. Now 2 others. Oh man, definitely not Punk.
No.
I think Hangman.
Ooh, I didn't consider him.
Hangman. That's interesting.
So Punk, Hangman, and one more you said, right?
Yeah.
One more. Oh, man, this is a tough one.
It's not because you're forgetting someone.
Goldust.
Ooh.
I was thinking Bryan Danielson. He's definitely going to go back.
Hadn't even considered
Miles,
Goldust. That's a good one.
Goldust would definitely... Dustin will definitely go back to retire, be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Right? He'll go back...
To have one more match or be inducted? No, I believe he'll be inducted.
He'll go back to have a final little, like, short run. And then Jericho will go back to have a final little short run. Hangman will get picked up because he can be done better than he's been done, and I think Vince could do him better. And I know how that sounds, but I do.
Stike has Danielson, Jericho, and Andrade. He says because of Charlotte.
No, Andrade's not coming back.
I don't think he's with Charlotte.
No, they're getting married.
Yeah, they are.
They're literally getting married this weekend.
Did they break up? They got back together?
No, they're literally getting married this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah. So
poor guy.
So Daniel Bryan definitely, absolutely. And I know you only said 3, but I mean I'm just gonna be honest. MJF is going to be there.
That's what started this conversation. I told Brian, I said MJF is gonna go there.
Oh, absolutely.
He wants more than just wrestling. He's got more opportunity there.
He's gonna go there and he's gonna make bukus of money.
And he's gonna
bukus.
And he's gonna get movie deals. I guarantee you.
The Marine.
No, it'll start with shit like the Marine. You'll watch. It'll start there.
Are they even doing WWE films anymore?
No. They shut it down during COVID, like completely, and absorbed it back into the whatever.
It was just the shell corporation anyway. It wasn't real.
It's with the Ark of the Covenant in somewhere else. Somewhere. Anyway, we'll be back next week for some more good stuff, followed by disappointment as we go across the board. Anyway, Brian, thanks so much for joining us. Rob, thanks for fixing our screens.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. You should come back, Robert. You should. We miss you.
I work.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah. Life, Brian. It's called life.
I have
All
children.
right. Yeah. All right. Bye.
All right,
thanks. Bye.
All right, we'll see you next time. Tune in next time. Oh, you fucked up, man.
Same smart time. Same smart channel.
Wow, you guys just outright stole it. Mark that. Whatever episode this is, number 850.
Is this one going up on Podbean? No.
We still have Podbean?
Then download it.
Download it? What?
Marked Out Podcast
No,
is
we
produced
couldn't
and
figure that
edited
part out.
by You Record
Don't say
Studios
we.
and is recorded live from
Okay,
Charlotte,
yeah,
North Carolina.
sorry, Brian. I
Subscribe, follow,
forgot
and listen
we're
to us
back.
live
Oh,
every
that's
week on
fine. Okay, you
on
can
YouTube,
say
Twitch,
we.